everyone, welcome back. Today we'll review the QoR High Chroma watercolor set and use it to make a quick Valentine's painting. So let's get started. So I've been dying to try this set out and see what the colors really look like in person, so I figured we could start off with swatches. Now I've been wondering this for a while. Do you guys like swatches? Because I heard from a YouTuber that she actually prefers not seeing, swatch time lapses, and it's just made me wonder recently how you guys might feel about it. I personally love watching the colors appear on the page and watching them spread. I don't personally like watching videos that are only swatches. So if it's like a 20-minute long video that's just swatching, I'm not a huge fan of that. But I do really like seeing the time lapse of it. So yeah, I've been wondering, what do you guys think? But yeah, so this time around I actually did the swatches a little bit differently. Since it was just 6 colors that I was working with, I decided to also create a chart for me to kind of understand what each combination of a mixed color set would look like, and boy was I totally shocked by this. Starting this out, I was a little bit worried about these shades because they're very bright, and I just wasn't sure how I was going to create whole paintings with these colors straight on. But seeing how mixing up these colors can make such beautiful muted shades, it really showed me the versatility of the set, and I got a little less nervous and a little more excited to try everything out. And yeah, I'm personally really happy with this range of color, and everything is really vibrant and creamy and just gorgeous. Now, some of the paints gushed out of the tube the moment I opened it. And it terrifies me every time. I got the purple paint all over my hands. I had to stop recording and clean everything up. And yeah, it's not the worst problem to have, I think have too much paint in a tube, but it's still a bit of a surprise every time it opens up. I was also really surprised to see how some of these shades came together for a certain color. So I just wasn't really expecting green gold and quinacridone magenta to make this really soft, lovely red. I mean, I'm not an expert on color theory, so this might not be a huge surprise for some of you, but I did not see that coming when I saw those two colors I would be mixing. So I feel like I also learned a lot from this little swatch set, and I'm really glad I did it. So yeah, here is how the swatch colors came out. Let's move on ahead. Oh, before I forget, quick tip, always make sure to test your pens with your watercolor. I came in using a new pen that I had found in my stash of pens and I forgot to test it, and I put in the pen for those little boxes, and I did not realize until it was too late that that pen is not watercolor proof. So it bled into my little red box. You'd think I would learn this by now, but little tip for you guys, don't be like me. All right, let's move on ahead to the painting. So I decided to have a bit of a Valentine's Day theme for this piece. If you saw my one video, you might have seen me mention this brush that I was really excited to try out. I was able to try it out recently, and it is a dream. Oh my god. I think these are called mop brushes. It soaks up water like it is nobody's business. It's really, really great for washes, and it just it stays wet for days. It's amazing. I love it. So I decided to try to use it for the skin, and I think it was really, really good, but it was tough to get some of the more little detailed parts, the nose and the lips. It was really hard to get very accurate washes there. So I think this would have been perfect for this job if it were a size or two smaller. So now I'm kind of plotting on collecting these in different sizes because I really love this thing. But yeah, so I used it a little bit early on, and then I switched to a smaller brush size to get really those details in. I'm also working with like a paper that's like 6x8, so it's not huge. If this painting were a little bit bigger, this mop brush would probably have been perfect for it. So as I tried out these paints in an actual painting, I started to think about some things that I wish were a little different. And one of them was that I wished that the wells that came kind of integrated into the tin were a little bit deeper, because it was a lot harder for me to kind of release some of the paint and water mixture that happens in my brush so that I could, you know, control the paint before I go and paint with it. So I wish those were a little deeper. And I was having this problem where when I would make a mix into the tin, the colors would separate after a little while. So instead of having this light purple mix that I'd made for the dress, it would have like streaks of blue and magenta in the mix. And I would try to remix it up with my brush and go in and paint with it. But what would end up happening is you could see the streaks on the dress even after I'd mixed them up. So I didn't love that. I mean, I don't know if I did it wrong. I haven't really seen this happen a lot with any of my other mixes, but I'm also not used to working with like tubed paint, so I don't know if there's like a way to avoid that. If there is, please let me know, because I love these paints otherwise, but I would rather not have that happen when I'm in the middle of painting. But other than those few things, I really love these paints. They're so bright and saturated, and one of my personal goals for my watercolor pieces is that I want to push my limit and really try and create more contrast within the piece. So I feel like a lot of my older pieces are very soft in color, and I love that, but I want to add some more saturation to those colors to kind of add contrast. And I feel like I was really able to achieve that with these colors since they were so bright. So there was a good range that I could go through with these colors. I also actually added a background for once, so very happy with that. And afterwards I added a few little details, like it's hard to see on the screen, but I added gold to her eyeshadow and her necklace and earrings. And I also went over the outline with some colored pencils, which really like brought her out from the background, and I'm really happy about like the added texture and everything. So yeah, this is the finished piece. What do you guys think? It was loads of fun for me, and I really love this set, and I can't wait to make more paintings with it. And yeah, I really hope that I was able to inspire you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you had fun, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Saturday for the next one. Bye!